So you looked up Japanese breakfast and saw something like this or this and thought,
do Japanese people really eat that every day? I mean, I want to eat healthy too, but I don't have time for that.
well, don't worry, I got you. In this video, I share the differences between traditional and modern Japanese breakfast and the benefits of eating Japanese breakfast, 3 time-saving tips for busy mornings, and 3 easy and healthy recipes that I actually eat daily. Hi, I'm Kurumi, a Japanese living in the States. I share easy, healthy, and practical Japanese recipes for busy adults like you so you can incorporate Japanese diet in your daily life. Okay, so what are the differences between traditional and modern Japanese breakfast? You've probably seen something like this, which is more traditional style, and this, which is more westernized modern style Japanese breakfast. So which one is the Japanese breakfast? Well, these are both quote-unquote valid Japanese breakfast, but from different eras. So before 1975, people usually ate something that looked like this, which is called Ichiju Issai style. Ichiju Issai is structured with rice, miso soup, one side dish, and pickled veggies. But after around 1975, they started eating more varieties of dishes for better nutrition. This Ichiju Sansai style started becoming more popular. Ichiju Sansai style is structured with rice, miso soup, one main dish, 2 side dishes, and 1 pickled veggies. On the other hand, modern Japanese breakfasts tend to look like more westernized breakfast. So people eat a lot of cereal, toast, oatmeal, and some people don't even eat breakfast. But when I talk about Japanese breakfast, I mainly mean this traditional style of Japanese breakfast. So now you know multiple types of Japanese breakfast. Let's talk about why it's worth trying Japanese breakfast. From my experience, eating like this makes a big difference for both my body and my mind. The first benefit is balanced nutrition. If you follow the traditional Japanese breakfast style, it will contain enough carbs, protein, fibers, healthy fat, and lots of veggies. So it's much better than just eating a toast. The second benefit is it's gentle on the body. Japanese breakfast is light on sugar compared to eating pancakes with lots of maple syrup. So it doesn't spike your blood sugar, which means it keeps your energy steady. The third benefit is it's mindful and calming. Personally, I feel more calm and grounded when I eat Japanese breakfast. It's really nice that you can change things up with veggies that are in season. Sounds amazing, right? But you might be thinking,
well, it's great in theory, but how the heck can I do that in real life?
That's why I'm gonna share 3 time-saving tips that help you eat Japanese breakfast in your busy mornings. The first tip is prep ahead. This tip is really important, especially for me, and I don't think I can eat Japanese breakfast daily if I don't do this. When I make dinner, I always make extra rice, extra miso soup, and extra side dishes so that I can eat them in the morning too. So when I make rice, I usually make 2 or 3 cups of rice, divide them into serving portions, and freeze them. In this way, you can eat fresh, delicious, hot rice even when you're busy. And for miso soup, what I always do is to make miso soup without adding miso at the end. And when I'm ready to eat it, I add miso in my serving bowl and pour the heated soup to the bowl and dissolve the miso in the bowl. In this way, you can eat fresh miso soup without boiling the miso multiple times, which is really nice. The second tip is stock smart. Keeping ready-to-eat staples in your fridge and pantry saves you a lot of time and mental energy. The things I always stock up are natto, tofu, eggs, canned tuna, pre-washed greens, and sliced salmon. The third tip is think by nutrition, not by number of dishes. The number of dishes does not matter. The most important thing is if your meal is balanced or not. So ask yourself, does this contain enough carbs, protein, fiber, and veggies instead of just counting the number of dishes on your plate? So what I recommend is, if you're busy and you don't want to cook, make miso soup with lots of veggies. In this way, you can just eat rice, miso soup packed with veggies, and protein. And that will be ichiju isai meal, but it's really balanced well. So please don't focus on the number of dishes. Instead, focus on nutrition. But you might be thinking, well, I like to try Japanese breakfast, but I don't know what to make. Well, don't worry. I'm gonna share 3 easy, healthy Japanese breakfasts that I actually eat daily. These are super easy and can be prepped within 10 to 15 minutes if you prep ahead of some of them. And these are so filling and these help you poop well. The first recipe I want to share is this tofu and egg donburi, which means rice ball. Start by slicing onion thinly and add them to a microwave safe bowl. Then add tofu to the bowl. I like to break them apart with my hands. And add canned tuna, dashi powder, mirin, and soy sauce. Mix everything well and flatten the surface. In a separate bowl, crack an egg and beaten it a little bit, but do not over mix it because we want to keep the egg white and yolk separate. Add the medium bowl to the microwave, cover and microwave for 3 minutes. Once it's done, take it out and mix it well once more. On top of it, add the beaten egg, make sure all the surface is covered. Then put it back to the microwave, cover and cook for around 30 seconds until the egg is cooked to your liking. I prepared the rice in a separate bowl because I wanted to make this bowl pretty for this video, but you can of course simply put the rice on top of the tofu egg mixture if you want to reduce dishes. But here I'm going to put the tofu and egg mixture on top of the rice. If you like, garnish it with minced green onion and shredded nori seaweed, and voila, we have a delicious tofu and egg bowl. It's so filling and packed with protein, and the nice thing is the protein comes from different kind of protein sources, and during the microwaving process, all ingredients soaked up the sweet and savory umami flavor, so it's so cozy and it's perfect for breakfast. It smells so good. Oh, by the way, if you like spices, I highly recommend this shichimi. This is a Japanese 7 spice, and the one we have right now is black shichimi. So the majority of flavor is black pepperish thing. It tastes really good and it goes well with a lot of things. So if you have an opportunity to go to Nagano City, please check out this store. You can actually blend your own shichimi spices too. The next recipe is salmon teishoku, which means plate with lots of side dishes. Start by preheating the air fryer at seafood mode. If you don't have an air fryer, you can also use an oven or simply pan fry the salmon. Because I always stock up sliced salmon in the freezer, I take it out and microwave it for 15 seconds on each side to defrost it. Then take it out and place it on a parchment paper. Season the salmon as you like. Today I use this garlic salt. Once the air fryer is preheated, add the salmon and cook it for about 8 minutes. While you're waiting, it's time to plate side dishes. Today I had these side dishes, so I'm gonna plate these off. First, I started plating mixed green and rice. Then this hijiki side dish that I made a couple days ago, and this green bell pepper side dish. I simply steamed the green bell pepper and seasoned it with salt. That's it. And because I wanted to add more colors, I decided to add tomatoes and pickled veggies too. Once the salmon is done, place it on the plate. So now we have this beautiful salmon plate ready. This salmon plate is one of my favorite things to eat in the morning. The juicy salmon is so fluffy and it tastes really good to eat it with warm rice and other side dishes. And I'm going to show you a way that I like to eat this salmon plate next. So here we have the salmon teishoku plate with lots of side dishes that I prepped before. All I needed to do was just grill the salmon and plate everything. That's it. I'm not gonna lie, I get bored sometimes. So, to change things up, I like to use sriracha and this Korean seaweed snack. So what I always do is add a little bit of sriracha on the salmon. Take a seaweed, take seaweed, put rice on top, and put whatever side dishes you want to eat with salmon. Add a chunk of salmon on top and eat. The final recipe is natto teishoku. How can I end my Japanese breakfast recipe without natto? So yes, of course, we're gonna eat natto. To open natto, look at the arrows on the package and open it from that side. Then take out the seasoning packets and lift the film and place it between the lid and the container. And slide the film to remove the natto from the film. Then use the lid to hold the film and separate the lid and container like this. I like to add mustard and a little bit of this natto seasoning liquid because I'm planning to add more flavors later. Then mix it well until it becomes sticky and white-ish. Because I like to eat natto with okra, I place kitchen towel on the plate, then frozen okra, microwave them for about 1 minute to defrost them. Then like the other plate, I like to add mixed greens and whatever side dishes I have in the fridge. These side dishes change up daily. Sometimes I have a lot of side dishes, especially after I do meal prep, but sometimes I don't have anything. On those days, I simply use mixed greens and frozen broccolis and tomatoes, and so yeah, I use whatever I have in the fridge. So please don't feel pressure, like you have to have multiple side dishes. I love eating natto with kimchi. This is the hack that I want to recommend to anyone who doesn't like natto because kimchi masks natto's unique flavor and smell really well. And I also like to add canned tuna for extra protein and extra umami. And this is also another hack that makes natto taste better. If you feel like natto lacks in flavor, I recommend other ingredients that are rich in umami. Plate rice and natto. Then finish the plate with a beautiful egg, and voila, we have this delicious natto plate. Yay! It's time to eat. Itadakimasu. So what I always do when I eat this natto plate is I add sriracha on top of natto, tuna, egg, rice, and okra. And I like to mix them up. I know this doesn't look good, but I promise you, it tastes really good. So that's the wrap of this video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you are interested in natto's health benefits and want to be able to eat it, but can't like the smell or flavor, stay tuned for the future video because I'm planning to share the tips and tricks that helped me become natto lover from natto hater. Yes, I hated natto even though I'm Japanese. So yeah, thank you so much and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!